let's talk about the chain. Let's get it ready. So the chain is, again, a chain that I got this at the hardware store, just a chain. They sell it by the foot. So I got, a foot. And I got a couple different sizes. And then I use this amazing mold putty, which is nice. All you do is take the 2 equal parts and slap it on this. So I'm just going to do a little tiny piece. I'm not going to do a real big one, just so you get the idea. But you want equal parts. So try and, oops, got chocolate on me. Okay, so those are fairly equal. Okay, yeah. And then you mold them together. You've got about 5 minutes working time. Now you can also get the silicone putty from Marvelous Molds, or make your own molds. It's the same, it's Dominique. And that, I think you have a longer working time. I want to say that's 10 to 20 minutes working time, something like that. It's longer. But this is only about 5, so you knead it together until it looks one solid color. Okay. I'm just doing a little tiny piece. Make sure it's nice and smooth. And then you're going to press in your chain. Obviously you want to do, a bigger length. Don't do this little tiny bit. Press it in, okay? I flip it over and make sure I get that mold all the way around it. And then after about 10 to 20 minutes, this thing is ready to use. It's hard like this, and I'll mold it later on. But for right now, we'll set it aside. Let that firm up. All right, so we're going to start on our gelatin crystal ball now. And what I've got here is the really strong duct tape. It's actually called Gorilla. It's Gorilla Glue. Well, it's Gorilla Duct Tape. The Gorilla Glue is really good, and the duct tape's actually really good too. It's a little bit stronger than the regular duct tape I use. And these balloons, this crystal ball is a little harder to do. Takes a little more. It's a little more of a learning curve than my normal bubbles, only because it's so big and the balloon is fussy just because of the way I want to do it. If you want to do it a different shape, it probably won't give you any problems at all. But the shape that I like, it's rubber doesn't like me. So what we need to do is blow up about a 4.5, 5-inch balloon. Even though these are 12 inches, we don't want it that big. Okay, so about that big. Now, if this shape doesn't bother you, this is good for you for a crystal ball, then, you won't have any problems with your balloon at all. But I don't like that little pointy thing that's right there. That bothers me. So I bring it around like I do with my normal bubbles. That really bugs me. And I don't like that shape for a crystal ball. It's not round enough for me. So anyway, so I take this and I bring it around. And the balloon doesn't like this. It wants to go back to its regular shape. So getting to stick is hard. So I've got the 2 pieces there, and we twist them together, and then we use the really strong tape to convince them that they want to stay that way. Of course, it didn't work. So we'll try it again, because I want more, that kind of a shape for my ball. So, and that just doesn't work for me. So we'll try again. Sometimes you will do these. See, I like this shape better. So sometimes you will do these and this part will pop out. And so you got to do a couple of them. I still don't get them every time I do them. I still have a hard time. So it's a bit of, if you find something that works better, let me know. But this was the best I could do to get this shape for the balloon I want. Okay. I also need a handle on this balloon to hold it better than the way it is now. So I took a toothpick and I broke it. Oh no, I didn't use a toothpick, I used a skewer. That's what I did. I need a long handle. So I took a skewer and I want a nice long handle, longer than the toothpick. Okay. and another piece of tape. And I tape that, oh, I put that in water. That was silly. Dumped it in water. Just tape it on. Okay, be careful. If you get this tape onto the balloon itself, you'll pop the balloon. So be careful not to get it onto any part of the balloon that you don't want it, because it sticks. I got a little water on it, so we'll just dry that off. No big deal. Okay. So now I have a balloon with a handle. All right. And I know it's a little off center, but that's okay. It's not gonna matter for us. We have to cut a hole in the bottom of the balloon anyway. As long as it's not way off to the side, we're okay. All right. The next thing we need to do is, again, the gelatin won't release from the balloon unless it's got some sort of, some shortening on it. I've tried using the PAM to spray it, and it's just frustrating for me. So for you, if that works, you can use the PAM, but for me, I can never get enough of it off, and the gelatin creates holes and slides off, and it just frustrates me. So the shortening works best for me. Okay, so the balloon's not cooperating today, so we're just gonna do this. We're just gonna do the shape. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut around the bottom of it anyway. So it'll be close to the shape that I prefer. It's still gonna look just like a crystal ball. So if you can get that little part to stay there with the duct tape, otherwise just tape that handle on around the net. The knot, then you got to take shortening. You need to put shortening all the way around it, and then you need to wipe off the excess. Okay, that's really important, because if you don't, then the gelatin won't stick to it. So we got that wiped off. And then what I've got here is I've got 1.5 cups of water in this bowl. And I like to do a 2-to-1 ratio. So it would normally be, if I have 1.5 cups, I want 3/4 of a cup of gelatin in there, but notice that they just won't take that much gelatin in there. So I usually use 1/2 cup. So it's basically a 3-to-1 ratio. So I'll use 1/2 cup of gelatin into 1.5 cups of water. Just kind of shake it around, trying to get it all in there, try to get it all to absorb.